Okay, properties of soil. So I'm going to open up my journal to my next available page. Please ignore Baby Dash. So this should be behind, we did the non-renewable, renewable observations when we were watching the Lorax. So this should be behind that. And you guys know I like to, I don't know why I turned the book like that. On the right-hand side of the page, because I'm right-handed and that's just what I like to do. So here, we're going to take some notes about soil and its properties. I know that sounds super exciting, but it is what it is. Okay, so your title is Soil and its properties. Now, if you remember when we first started the school year, we should know what properties are. There are different characteristics about things. You guys remember way back when we talked about the properties of matter. So we're going to talk about soil and its properties. Next, I'm going to draw an arrow here. And we're going to start talking about the largest. Here. All the way down to the smallest. And the good thing about having me on video, if you need to pause me, you can. Okay. Largest to smallest. And if you want to change colors, you can, because you've got plenty of time to get this done. We're not trying to stay on our class timeline. So the largest, I know drawing is not my strong suit. Pebbles. Pebbles. Gonna color this in here. When we're talking about soil, the largest that we have are pebbles. And everyone should know what pebbles look like, but just in case you don't, I just happen to have one here. Here is my pebble. A pebble here that I had a student give to me. This is actually kind of really smooth for a pebble. But the good thing about sand is, or the good thing about soil, is that you can probably go out in your backyard and find examples of all these things. Next is sand. Sand. It's going to be a really small particle. Sand as best as I can draw it. Next is silt. 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 Little bitty bit here. And last we have clay, which is even smaller. Okay, now let's do our definitions for these, and then we'll be done with our notes on soil and its properties. Okay. Sand, silt, and clay are three kinds of soil. I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Remember, you can always run it back. And now for our definitions. We all know what a pebble is, and I showed you an example. Sand. Sand has the largest particles. Sometimes they have different colors. Feels rough. And water passes through easily. Water passes through easily. Largest particles, sand, sometimes different colors. It feels rough when you pick it up, and water passes through it easily. So if you think about if you've ever been to the beach, and if you're trying to build a sand castle, sometimes if there's too much water in that sand, you can't get the castle to stand because water passes through it very easily. Okay, next. Silt. S-I-L-T. Silt. Now, silt is larger than clay, as we see on our diagram up here. Silt. It's larger than clay. Smaller than sand. Feels smooth. Holds little water. And rivers carry it. So if you guys remember back to when we were talking about weathering, erosion, and deposition, weathering breaks it down, erosion carries it away, deposition dumps it, leaves it there to stay. The type of sediment that was traveling with the river was silt. As we can see here from our notes, silt is carried by the river. Okay, one more definition and we are done with our notes. And that is clay. Clay, as we see from our diagram up here, has the smallest particles. Smallest particles. Feels sticky and smooth. Is reddish or brown in color. It is hard for water to pass through. Okay, and that's it for clay. So, that is soil and its properties.